guys, Ash here coming at you today, Ray Shadow Legends. Welcome to the video. Glad to have you all here with me today. Sending some love, some positive vibes your way, especially if you need it out there. Today we have a good one, guys. I like to check in about once or twice a year, and I guess today is that day. Where are you guys in your Doom Tower champion progression on your account? Have you unlocked all of the rares? Have you unlocked all of the legendaries?
Why would I tell you anything?
Here's the list for reference here. Who is that? Like, today's topic, by the way, is going to be Dark Kael. He is absolutely insane, and I've changed my build, right? I've changed the build that I use on Dark Kael. We're going to talk about why. We're going to talk about what this champion can do. He's really in a class of his own when it comes to, I guess, maybe the speed farmer, kinda, sorta, of epic champions in the game, right? It's like he, Seer, Uragrim. I like Uragrim a lot too. We're actually going to use all three of those champions in today's video and talk a little bit about how effective they are with the spotlight on Dark Kael. But Gwyneth is okay, kind of situational. Taya, Ziichi, meh. Laberga, Krakarth,
Oh, look, it's the ugly people from the cube.
Yeah, dude, there's some real bad ones and there's some real good ones. On the legendaries, let me know where you guys are as well. Yeah, I think there's a lot of bad legendaries too. Man, I wish they'd buff these champions. I've said it a billion times, but
Do you know what the secret of life is?
No, what?
You stick to that and everything else don't mean shit.
let me know where you are and let me know who you use the most out of all of these champions. Anyway, let's take a look at Dark Kael here. On hellhades.com, he's one of the highest ranked epics inside the entire game. He gets a 4.5 out of 5-star rating. I absolutely agree with that rating. Look at this dude's versatility, guys. I mean, this guy is a dungeon progression monster. 5 out of 5 Ice Golem. Ice Golem hard. He can be your speed runner with that A1 that can combust the HP burns. He's got Dragon hard, a 5 out of 5. And all the normal dungeons, he's an absolute monster. Clan Boss. He's a beast in Clan Boss. He can be your main DPS. I'm going to run him in my Clan Boss team. I'm not even going to change a damn thing. We're going to see how he does. Doom Tower Waves. Iron Twins, a 4.5 out of 5. And then we keep going down. Frostspider, Dark Fae, Eternal Dragon, Celestial Griffin, Magma Dragon. Where can't you use this guy? I guess you don't see him a lot in the arena, but he really is in a class of his own, as I keep saying.
Oh, shit.
Really quickly, let's go through the kit here. I think the build is going to be more important than the actual kit, but Dark Kael, the third Kael, or 3 Kaels in the game, Supreme Kael, and Dark Kael. Base stats are okay. I want to start with the passive because a lot of people misunderstand the passive and they don't think it's worth anything. They just kind of scoff at it. Decreased crit rate of enemies under 2 or more poison debuffs by 15%. Who cares? Who cares? Well, you should care because that can minimize bosses in Raid Shadow Legends. Most bosses have a 15% crit rate. 15%. It's not like building your champions where you want to get the damage dealers to 100% crit rate. It's just 15%. So you want to mitigate those big, strong Clan Boss hits, the big, strong Ice Golem hits. And this Delirium does a fantastic job in not allowing your team to wipe. Sometimes you can put your team on auto and then you have like a couple fails in the morning and you might think to yourself, why? Why did some teams randomly fail? Well, it's because maybe you ran into a critical hit, right? And he can mitigate that with a Delirium passive. He has a triple hitter on his A1, makes him a beast for Fire Knight as well. We didn't even mention Fire Knight. Triple hitter for Fire Knight, and then can combust. Each hit has a 35% chance when booked. You definitely want to book your Dark Kael of instantly activating poisons or a poison and a burn. On his A2, Binding Darkness, 3-turn cooldown. I used to think it was Blinding Darkness. Binding is a special. I don't know. I like the blinding.
I don't know what you want me to say.
Attacks all enemies. 100% chance of placing a decreased attack for 2 turns. Great damage mitigation on an AoE. Fantastic. Each critical hit also has a 100% chance of increasing the duration of all debuffs on the target by 1 turn. It's a nasty ability. Now, in today's build, we have a big decision to make. Do we want to run him with a 100% crit rate to take advantage of the debuff extension, or do we want to go with more survivability? For a solo-ish build, you know, I say solo, but I mean like soloing bosses, right? We're going to use Seer or whatever to get us through the waves, but to be able to solo or duo bosses, I don't think this is mandatory. Of course, it does depend on the team and, you know, who you have around him, but I like building him with more survivability in a robust regen in a more immortal set and just kind of throwing away the crit rate, but that's not going to be the case everywhere you use this guy. It's up to you guys to decide if that is valuable to you. In a lot of cases, it is, especially wave content and the likes. We have 3 poisons and a poison sensitivity. I was going to say big version poison sensitivity. Do you guys know that there's no big version poison sensitivity in the game? And the Nature's Bounty or whatever blessing doesn't work to upgrade it either. In the game code, there is, and there's even an emblem, a graphic for it. There's 50% poison sensitivity, just nobody has it. That would be a great buff for Narma the Returned raid, if you're listening. Anyway, I digress. This is a great ability for single target poisons, 3 poisons and a poison sensitivity to maximize that damage. Did I say that was going to be a fast review of his build? Oh gosh, man. Oh gosh, Ash. All right, guys, here he is, Dark Kael. I have him in regen and immortal, as I mentioned earlier. Now, you do not have to have 100% crit rate, but hey, even having some critical rate on him is going to help increase that duration sometimes on that A2, which will come in handy. But as I mentioned, we're going all out survivability here. So we have 80k on the HP. We have almost 4,000 on the defense. We have a decent amount of speed here at 256 and enough accuracy at 347 to get the job done in hard dungeons, right? In normal dungeons as well. If you can't hit all these stats, I would absolutely prioritize survivability, especially if he's going to be the last man standing in a particular dungeon. And resistance is going to be important, especially for Ice Golem 25. So you might have to sacrifice some of the survivability, maybe some of the speed for a little bit of extra resistance. I'm going to be using him alongside an Uragrim and alongside an Artak, so I just won't need to resist everything on this particular build. But hey, what do I have here? You know what? Screw it. Let's sacrifice this great banner and let's put a little bit of resistance. Let's actually do the right thing here. I do like having a little bit of resistance on him. We won't be able to resist everything, but this is actually a pretty solid banner here, right? Double roll. Come on, give me. Hey, I'll take the HP though. Absolutely, right? So at least he's going to be a little bit more, and we get some HP on the Ascension as well. Sign me up. So what do we have? We have resistance on the banner. We have HP on the amulet. We have HP on the ring. We have speed on the boots. We have HP percentage on the chest with more HP percentage on the Ascension. And we have defense percentage, especially for Ice Golem. You don't want to totally neglect defense either. Important to have both. But there he is. This is Ice Golem 25 build, of course, or excuse me, Ice Golem hard 10 build and 25. But of course, your gear might not be this good. I also have him +3 empowered. Really, really solid. Who is his empowerment champion? Let me pull that up as I show you guys the masteries here. These are the masteries I'm going with. Obviously, Giant Slayer because of the triple hitter on his A1 ability. All right, Captain Tamilla. Captain Tamilla is going to be his empowerment champion. We have Phantom Touch specifically for Fire Knight. Cruelty is probably going to be the most popular option. That occurs once per hit, so he has the triple hitter, obviously, on his A1 ability. So, you know, Phantom Touch for Fire Knight, since we're not going to be showcasing Fire Knight in today's video, we actually will switch off to Cruelty on the Blessing. I have him 5-star ascended as well. All right, guys, that's the build. I am going to be showing him with Uragrim as well in a few areas. I think that Uragrim is a fantastic champion, very underrated. He's a great aura lead. He brings speed in all battles. My man's got a great cleanse and a heal on his A2, as well as 2 poisons and a continuous heal on his A3, and then more poison on his A1. So a great kind of tandem team together. All right, and I have Uragrim also in a regen and an immortal set. Let's go ahead and show you just a quick little showcase here, guys, of some of the stuff. And again, this is just some. We already saw how versatile this champion can be. This is a Dragon Hard 10, right? He's able to, Uragrim and Dark Kael, able to solo, or duo, excuse me, the dragon. It's not a solo if there's 2 of them, Ash. Come on, man.
Exactly.
But I'm not the only one. I see creators being like, solo build, and then there's 2 champions, and you're like, wait, that's not solo. But what we can do on a team like this is we could easily sacrifice a little bit of time, drop off like an Archmage helmet, for example. We don't even have a reset champion on this team, and just start farming food, right? You always want to be energy efficient, especially if you're in the early game right now, or maybe towards the mid game. You've only been playing for a few months. You want to be working towards farming food outside of campaign whenever you can, right? It's going to come a lot slower, the experience, but it's going to be so efficient for your energy because campaign, although it's effective for farming food, man, it takes a lot of energy to do so. Anyway, let me make myself a little bit smaller here so we can see the entire team. This dragon's going to make quick work of most of this team, but again, we're going to have 2 men standing at the end. So I don't have anything particular going on when it comes to this team's presets or anything like that. Basically going in there, and you're going to see the decreased defense of the cruelty we just saw on the dragon, right? Which isn't the end of the world. It's not a must-have, but it's a nice-to-have. But really, the value is going to be combusting all those poisons, activating all those poisons off of his A1 abilities. So now we have 3 people left standing. Unfortunately, Eurogrim is prioritizing Archmage Helmet. I should have noticed that in the order there, but we're still going to be okay. Go in, bada bing, bada bang, bada boom. Hey, 90 seconds? 100 seconds or so for a basically all epic team. I have Ghostborn in there just to basically activate Seer, but not bad for Dragonheart 10, right? And it's really off the back of Eurogrim in Dark Kael. Heals, placing poisons, activating poisons, right? Match made in heaven with the poison sensitivity as well.
Aren't we an odd couple?
Speed, shield, yeah, let's roll that up and see what we can get there. Awesome. All right, let's go ahead and show you some Ice Golem. Ice Golem progression, right? Let's go Ice Golem, normal, 25, same exact team. Let's do the same exact team. I don't think we need to do, we could probably use, yeah, like let's use the exact same thing. Where the heck is it? There it is. That's kind of funny, huh? Same exact team. I've been thinking to put a video together of an all epic team that can beat every single stage 10 hard dungeon. But could I make it happen in Fire Knight? That's the only problem. Using the same champions, you know? That'd be a tall task. That'd be a tall task. Yeah, I don't think I could I probably couldn't. But if you guys have any ideas, let me know. Can it be done? Is it possible? With empowerment, maybe? You know? I don't know. I'll come back to you guys when we get to the Ice Golem. Waves are born. Okay, here we go, guys. Ice Golem 25. Oh, come on. Nice and easy, right? Nice and easy. It's crazy. I mentioned at the top of the video, right? Eurogrim, Seer, and Dark Kael. I think they're my favorite, my absolute favorite kind of speed running epic champions out there. I already talked about how underrated Eurogrim is, I feel. In Seer, I mean, she's properly rated. Everybody freaking loves her for good reason, right? But the only thing on Dark Kael to note on Ice Golem is, yes, he has that great passive, he has the great AoE to mitigate damage with a decreased attack, but sometimes his A1 is going to go to the guards, so, you know, if they're up, obviously, that's still a good thing. We want them to be dead, that way the Ice Golem doesn't ignore all our defense and wipe us out, but it's something to be just aware of if you obviously have it on auto, that he's not going to be able to prioritize the Ice Golem at all times. He goes in there with Binding Darkness. As some people, especially as you start to min-max your team and really try to be efficient in terms of the times, eventually you'll get to the point where you're just only using his A1, especially if you have another burner and Ice Golem hard on the same team. But for now, again, no presets here. We're just coming in and using all of his abilities because certainly we can get utility out of all of them. So again, this is a great progression squad, getting the job done here. And one more shot. Let's go in there, Dark Kael. He's great with like a Ferric in the Fat in Fire Knight as well, because you'll get the additional A1s off of the ally attack, or Lady Mikage, or any ally attacker for that matter. Let me show you really quickly. I don't have a team all set to go, but yeah, I'll show you the team. What the heck, right? I just slotted him into my main team to basically parlay the OP combo of Artak and Dark Kael, man. Artak is something, he's just built different. He's insane. I don't even have an aura lead on this team here, but it's going to be a pretty quick run, and it's really going to be off of the back of Artak, who's just, he's the best Ice Golem champion inside the entire game, including all mythicals, in my opinion. But I don't even think it's really that close. Let me come back at you guys when we get to the Ice Golem. Be right there. All right, guys, here we go. So let's see. Again, I kind of threw him on my main team here. Let's see how we do. The idea here is to let this team die, except for Artak and Dark Kael ASAP. The problem is, though, is he has that decreased accuracy. We're going to need a little bit more resistance on our Dark Kael. We can't, live with this heal reduction, decreased accuracy. So, of course, if you're going to be using him to speed farm Ice Golem 25, definitely go ahead and make that change. And then there were two. But again, with the heal reduction, that's going to negate the entirety of the way that we have this dude built, right? He's not going to be able to heal himself off of the regen and immortal, but hey, you guys kind of get the point, right? He's going to be able to act as an activator next to, well, another activator. Now we're in luck because we have the amazing Artak, who I guess will steal the show for a little bit here. This is Artak with emergency heal. My man can just solo with his eyes closed. There's nothing to worry about. His health like really barely moves. Isn't it absolutely insane? I mean, really, it wasn't much of a Dark Kael spotlight, was it? But suffice it to say, he can absolutely help you when parlayed with an HP burn champion, solo Ice Golem, or duo, excuse me, Ice Golem 25. There I go, I did it again. Or Ice Golem Hard 10, rather. So there he goes. Man, what a boss. What a boss you are, Artak. We'll just take a little intermission to admire how amazing Artak is. Now, guys, I said I wanted to go ahead. It's a shame that he had the heal reduction, but again, it goes to show you guys how much resistance is very important, very crucial. He can't be getting heal reduction in the regen and the moral set. It's going to defeat the entire purpose. I said I would run him in a clan boss team. Let's go ahead and do that, guys. Demon Lord, Ultra Nightmare. The affinity is fine. This is my main squad. Juliana, you are out. Dark Kael, you, my man, are in. Dark Kael, where he really shines is clan boss and in dragon. Those are like the best of the best. Let's see what he can do here. Ooh, I hope it's a success. Come on. Come on, this is not a quick battle. It's a long battle. Whoa, processing. We on dial-up internet over here? There it is! Dude, what a beast. What a beast. Oh, my bad. I didn't even mean to have Krisk on the team, honestly. Any buff extender will work just fine in Krisk's spot there, okay? So there it is, man. It's the Wixwell team, of course, in Hellborn Sprite in a shield set. But basically, slot in Dark Kael, he's going to be my main DPS by a mile, Very, very good at clan boss survivability, although it's not necessary here because we have Wixwell on the team with the shield, obviously. But just for that sheer damage, one of the best. Poison sensitivity, poisons for days. Again, don't even necessarily need the crit rate, although it's really nice to have for the debuff extension. Dark Kael, guys, I had to make a video on this guy. My last one was like 2 or 3 years old, right when he's introduced to the game, and I had him with, kind of in more of a damage dealing build, which is fine, but man, he can do some amazing things, and hopefully I was able to illustrate some of that in today's video. Guys, that's gonna do it. Actually, let me just pull up a Fire Knight team, just so you can have for reference. Be right back. So guys, here he is in Fire Knight, and I actually found old footage from one of my old guides, but you can see how, look at all those poisons on the Fire Knight. We're gonna use Allure to keep that shield down, and then look at those activations. Really good at getting the shield down with a triple hitter plus Phantom Touch as well, and then really good at doing damage provided we can keep that shield down, right? Like really, really nice damage there. Pair him with more poisoners. We have Tomb Lord on this team. We have Eleanor on this team, and he can do even more magic because he's going to be activating the burns and activating, obviously, the poisons off of that A1. A truly unique A1 ability. I would say maybe Venom Mage would be in the conversation along with the others that we spoke about in terms of activators for epics. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching all the way till the end. If there's an epic, a rare, a common, uncommon, mythical champion that you really want to see reviewed, I'll get you covered. Just go ahead and drop the name here in the comments below or on my Raid Shadow Legends Champion Guides YouTube channel. Much love, and as always, take care, guys.